All right, everybody, welcome to the Comic Wrestling Podcast. I'm Deadly Dave.
I'm Ace Williams.
And I'm Stone Cold Steven.
Yes! Did you guys talk about that before?
No,
that he needed a nickname? You
I
just
actually
did that?
thought about it a couple days ago.
Because you need a nickname when you're on the show, so that's
awesome.
Stone Cold Steven is in the house!
So today we're going to do something a little special. We're going to talk some Attitude Era. We love the Attitude Era. It's one of the best times in wrestling.
It is the best time in wrestling.
It's when you started getting back into wrestling, wasn't it? Pretty much?
No. The Attitude Era?
Or
That's
when
I got into
wrestling.
wrestling.
That's right, yeah.
I got back into wrestling in 1996 as I was only 6 years old.
Well, yeah.
3 years prior, I was a Hulkamaniac.
Me too.
I wasn't really. Yeah, so the Attitude Era, we're going to do a special. We're going to combine the comic shop and the wrestling ring together to make the comic ring, the wrestling shop. I don't know what you'd want to call it.
The wrestling universe, but we're not in Queens, you know.
And I definitely don't want to get sued by a big corporation for using the word universe. Even though we're watching one of their DVDs, which we'll plug right now. This one. What do you think of it, Stone Cold Steven?
It's fantastic. And all 3 volumes.
I think it's
There's
one
3 of them?
Yeah.
Fantastic, yes.
I think it's one of the best ones they've ever done, actually.
I only got 2 of them.
Jeez, you're a poser.
I have to get all 3 to be the poser, wouldn't I? Now I have to go out with the 3rd. But we're going to do this special, which we're going to have this playing in the background. We're going to kind of refer to it.
Not for you, but for us.
For us. You can watch it if you know you're watching this or listening to this. You can watch it.
It's a nice companion piece for what we're doing today.
Yeah, and
I brought a encyclopedia.
he's got
of
all the
Attitude
notes
Era.
from the Attitude Era that Bruce Pritchard actually fucking wrote up. And
He did.
Russo's on here because there's
There's
a
some pieces
bro.
on there.
Steven's our Conrad.
Yes, exactly. Wait a minute, you're much handsomer than Conrad Thompson. Does he know?
I don't know who that is.
A lot slimmer, too.
Yeah. I was gonna wear the Who Booked This Shit shirt, but
Nobody books our stuff.
I couldn't find it, so I fucking wear my APA.
It's always pounding ass. That's what that stands
Wow.
for.
You know what? This is,
That was on the back of one of
It
our
was.
shirts, which I
It
always...
was.
Everybody
That was
thanks
interesting.
Steven for joining the show. This is his last appearance. Nope.
Should have worn that shirt and just stare at the hard camera all the time. People just.
You can stare at the
What's that shirt
camera.
say? Always.
There's times before we recorded, I was staring at like the computer, like it was recording us video. Like, can they see me? No, it doesn't work like that. So if we're ready to get over this bullshit,
We have bullshit?
I grew up on a farm, so I could probably conjure up some bullshit.
I mean, my school was next to a farm.
I know, I can smell it from here in the summertime still. It's
I followed
disgusting.
farm equipment on the way here going 20 miles an hour.
I don't want to
so.
speak ill of the dead, but as soon as you said farm equipment, Visser was on the screen, so it's just big old farm equipment. But before we get into the Attitude Era of things, do we have any current event kind of hot topics y'all want to talk about? Steven, actually, I want to ask you. Sorry, Dave. Stone Cold.
Well, fuck me
Steven.
then, I guess.
Did you go see it, Chapter
No.
2?
Today.
Today after this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least he's going.
Dude, I haven't had any weekends to myself at all.
That's not the
Ever.
question I
Yeah.
asked. Everybody seems to deter from what I asked. Like they try to come up with an excuse. It's no, let's get to the point. Like, no, I just suck. I didn't do it, man.
He just wants somebody to talk about it with, really.
Yeah.
Well, no,
On the horror
not so
podcast.
much. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was
I'll
gonna
watch
ask.
it before that.
You're gonna come over. We're gonna do a horror movie podcast
Yes.
episode. That's a whole, however long that fucker can take.
It's gonna be great. I'm gonna binge like every horror movie I know and come and watch it.
I just bought. I don't know how you feel about them. We're gonna talk about it for a second. Both of the Blair Witch movies for $5. It's not a bad deal.
It's not bad. I like the first one for
Yeah.
sure.
The
The
newest
second
one, I
one
didn't
was
The new, like the second or the like Blair Witch where they go back to the woods.
the original one.
No. Like I'm talking about like for the sequel wise because
Oh,
there's like
no,
3 of them all together.
I watched the first one. I barely watched the second one.
Yeah.
I don't even think I watched the third one.
I
To be honest with you,
the
the first one was like okay. The second one was
I like the
That
first
was
one,
great.
like the original where they're like it's found footage.
yeah. That's the one. Yeah.
And then they came out with a new one like maybe a year or two ago or a couple years ago where
Yeah.
it's the sister that was in the first one, the girl, it's her brother and his group of friends going out into the woods looking for her. It was actually pretty good. Like it, I'm not a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm not a bitch, but it scared me.
I think the whole aesthetic of those was the found footage, though. I think you take that away from
That was like
Blair Witch,
original.
You take a lot of it away.
That was like the original found footage movie.
Yeah, it was.
But
if you take that away, you take away a lot of the aesthetic the Blair Witch had for me, which was the found footage.
Right, because you don't know what's going on.
Right.
You feel like you're them.
Right. Exactly.
But we're definitely going to get into it hot, heavy, thick, and sweaty.
Gory.
Yeah,
bloody.
gory. I'm going to have a Halloween.
I'm pretty much just going to be sitting there and chiming in when I can, which is not going to be
It's
much.
going to be preferred you wear some sort of costume. Because I have a plethora.
It'll be hard to talk through my mask. I don't think.
Well, what do you got? A Michael Myers one?
Well, I have a Jason one too, but it's.
No, do you have a cool Michael Myers? Like, do you have like?
Yeah, I have
really
the
good
original one.
Wear the jumpsuit. Just put the mask on the table.
I was gonna do that.
I'll get a mannequin head for you, and you can set it on.
All right.
Because I got a couple. I can.
Like a leather face mask. I can
That's
bring
a good
down.
one. That's cool.
Couple
I got
figures I'll bring down.
I'm not gonna move them, but I got a Halloween figure right here behind this, and
Sweet.
Yeah,
I got a leather face figure. I'll put right by there. I'll bring
you got scary stuff?
No, not really.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for showing up.
You know,
Thanks for trying.
I just like being here. You know.
Hey, you know what? It's a good time.
It is. It is a good time. We wish all of you could be here.
No, I don't. Because probably some of you smell. Yeah, there's not a lot of room in here, as you can tell. The table got smaller, so no, I don't wish all of you were here. So, but in spirit, say it like that. I wish you were all here in spirit, because we love you. Has anybody made comments toward this?
Not yet. But I went to a show, so hopefully we get more flyers out. We'll get more people participating.
Do you want to win this?
The Rock?
No. The Batman Joker thing.
I want Stone Cold.
You want to win? You want to win? You can win these 3 things, folks. No.
No, I haven't.
Whatever. But there will be a Halloween horror movie episode, which will be really.
You know why? Because it's just in my fucking closet.
Why?
My girlfriend took all my posters down, so I don't have many posters.
Oh.
I got all the fucking poster space I have is all used now.
Mine is too.
That's what happens when you move with a chick, man. She makes you put all away your cool Batman shit.
That's why I don't
fucking
let
Joker shit. It was a trap. It was a trap.
I had like a couple things when my girlfriend lived here, right over there in that section.
Yep.
More in the corner. And it was fine. I told her, you know what? That's your corner where the spider webs are. You dirty. Ugh, where are we going with this? No. There's what else we got going on other than the horror episode coming up soon because it's almost October, so that'll be relatively soon. Dave, you want to talk about the wrestling show you just went to and stuff? Plug that.
Saw the XWA. Sold a lot of merchandise. Actually, it was a pretty good time. Show wasn't bad. I mean, it's not bad sitting there at the merchandise table watching the show.
Did they have any legends or anybody there this time?
There was supposed to be Salvatore Sincere, but he wasn't there. But the matches were good. I think they're stepping up their game a little bit. So it was a nice time.
Where was this one?
It was in Waterville. It was in the Dome. It used to be an ice skating rink. So
was it cooler? Like it looked all right. Like was it?
I mean, it's pretty much a fucking warehouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad. I mean, I would say there was probably almost 250 people there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot more than their last 2 shows we went to. Holy cow.
But it's right off 787, so it was easy for people to get there probably. So
that's cool. Good for them. Because I couldn't make it because I had my daughter that weekend, which we went to the Dinosaur Valley Dinosaur Park, which was kind of cool. I kept making references to Jeff Goldblum and stuff. Because have you guys been to that at all?
No,
I haven't.
There's like 3 things you can do there. Like you can walk through the dinosaur park. You can, and there's like 2 tents that you pay to go in each one of them. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend that because it's stupid. But you can walk through like just a paved path, and there's like 16 giant like animatronic dinosaurs. There's literally one, like the last one you see is literally bigger than my house.
That's cool.
It's bigger than this fucking house. It's huge. First one you see is the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3, which is cool. Like they all come to life and whatnot. My daughter loved them. I thought she was gonna be scared, but she loved the dinosaurs.
She's your kid. She ain't gonna be scared.
I was scared. That's why I was worried for her. She's like, "You're okay, Daddy." Then we went on a boat cruise in Lake George, which was nice. She fell asleep. I wish I could have, because it was kind of chilly. But other than that, that's what I did for my weekend.
I went to Rochester. Swam.
Swam.
It was alright. It was a little kids' party.
It's chilly weather for swimming.
It was inside.
Oh, okay, all right.
Well, that works.
I was gonna say
It was like a YMCA kind of thing. They had a water slide, swimming pool,
cool,
lazy river.
That sounds kind of fun, actually.
Yeah.
That does sound kind of fun.
Stuff. Every time we go to Rochester, it just sucks because it's a 3.5 hour trip up there. We spend 2 hours up there, then we go 3.5 hours back for the most part, unless you want to spend money in a fucking hotel.
Sounds like going to a wrestling show.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you
they
spend
show
more
your
time
beat
and
afterwards,
effort
you know?
getting to where you're going, and then you're there, and then it's
We're gone.
gone.
Right. You just pass out to get home, because I do after the wrestling shows, especially the ones we went to up north.
Oh, yeah.
11, 12 o'clock.
That's right. I always fall asleep in the vehicles because it was.
And I'm driving and they're sleeping and.
Mm-hmm.
Right after a hearty meal of Popeyes.
Oh, don't get him going.
We're gonna do a whole episode about Popeyes.
We're gonna do one in Popeyes. That would actually be kind of fun, just doing a short video in Popeyes.
I'd like to do a short video of Popeyes and me. You could, give me
Popeyes.
an enema.
The Sailor Man?
What?
You want to do a video with Popeye the Sailor Man in Popeyes. Eating
As
chicken
long
with
as you
Popeyes.
bring the olive oil.
For
you
what?
get it?
What are you doing with
Yeah,
Popeye?
I get
Do you get?
What are you doing with Popeye and olive oil?
Whatever. We're not here to make sense.
We never do. So.
No. Other things we should get out of the way real quick. We got Saratoga Comic-Con coming up October 26th to the 28th or something like that. That's in Saratoga Springs, New York. It's pretty cool. We go every year. We're famous, so come and look for us there. I look like this. He looks like that.
I'm sure
He's
we'll be
this.
handing out flyers and stuff.
I'll be buying stuff. I'll be meeting people. And I just want to say happy birthday to my buddy Parker. It was his birthday yesterday. We went out last night to Red Lobster for all-you-can-eat shrimp. I told him I would pay for his dinner if he wore a birthday pin that I bought him that said happy birthday, or said birthday boy. Which, come on, that's a... I think he had like a $50 bill. All he had to do was wear that pin and I would have paid for it. He didn't wear the pin because he was self-conscious. So happy fucking birthday, Parker. I love you, buddy. I told him I'd give him a shout out. He's 21. So, yeah, just happy birthday. You fucking dweeb. Just kidding. I love you. That's it.
Alright.
So we're going to get right into it? This is your show. I feel like I'm taking over.
When would you say the Attitude Era officially began?
Right now, as soon as I press play. Oh, shit. Edit this out. I hit the wrong button. Motherfucker.
We're off the rails already. It's good.
God damn it. I don't know when it started. Probably like, what, 96? 97?
To me, it's the episode where Pillman pulled the gun on Austin.
Oh my god, I would not. I would have said way sooner than that.
I know a lot of people say, when he said Austin 316
Yeah,
and, at King of the Ring, but I think it's when Pillman pulled the gun and they went off the air with that and everything. Because that was fucking edgy as hell to do that.
Yeah, they've never done that. It's weird, to think of the stuff, even when you're watching this little intro clip here, pushing people off of a dumpster and stuff. You would never see that
Sable, yeah.
ever again. A blow-up doll, I feel so bad for the kids that are growing up with WWE now and stuff like that just think this is it. This is the end-all, be-all.
No scripted promos,
Look at that, a pimp.
Yeah, a pimp,
RTC, which was making fun of the PTC at the time,
The Ministry. I mean, Hell in a Cell is so lame now.
It's a big red toy.
Yeah. Yep.
WWE itself is a toy.
I choppy your pee-pee. You can't get any better than that.
Yes, you can. Look at that little baby. Did you see that little baby dressed up as Steve Austin? Look at how hot she was. Did you see fucking how hot she was? Steven, what do you think of the Attitude Era? We know what's your favorite time in wrestling. What do you think?
It's probably the pinnacle of wrestling, in my opinion. I'm a huge Stone Cold fan, especially 1996 and 1997 Stone Cold Steve Austin. Felt very unscripted, especially when he went on Livewire. Fucking Livewire just tore the shit out of the host on Livewire. The interviews he had with Bret Hart, especially the one where he pushed the chit ladder afterwards. I told you to stop counting. Yeah. I told you to stop counting. And he was pushing the fucking ladder down on people and shit. It felt so
real.
You put the S in front of Hitman.
Yeah,
you had my exact opinion of Bret Hart.
Yep. His promos back then. You treat me like a dog. It's great. It was my favorite time in wrestling. I remember going to 3 live Attitude Era events carrying Stone Cold
That's really
signs.
cool.
That's cool.
And it was probably the best time I've had in my entire life. I got to see Stone Cold 3 times live and stun Vince McMahon and
That's terrific.
raise hell and
That's
drink
awesome.
beer, and it was great.
That is very cool.
Yeah, Austin was just, you couldn't have gotten any higher than Austin at that point. I mean, people say, oh, Goldberg was hot in WCW or Hogan, and like,
As a kid, I liked Goldberg because he felt like a superhero to me. Because you know his match in only a couple minutes, he felt invincible. He felt like Superman, Superman.
yeah.
I'm invincible. But then when I grew up and watched his fucking matches and he just did a jackhammer and speared something, the fucking thing was over.
The
It was a
original
fucking
guy
shit
of
show.
5 Moves of Doom.
It was
Yeah.
terrible.
I should have put the Goldberg picture up here instead, but I have. Yeah, I mean, there's Steve Austin right here. They're referencing him. And then this guy.
And it wasn't just like, wrestling fans knew Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Right.
Everybody knew who Stone Cold
Yep.
Steve Austin was at that point.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, to go back to Goldberg, like I said it before in here, like I was not a WCW person. When I would go to my aunt's house, my uncles, they would be WCW people, and they'd always be like, "Oh, WCW this week was so great," and I'd be like, "I didn't say that." But I was like, WCW's garbage. WWF is better. You got Mick Foley on this and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Then they'd bring up Goldberg, and I would just like spit at the floor basically with my attitude, like that's blasphemy. How dare you say Goldberg's name and Steve Austin's name in the same sentence? Like, that's just... It just was like, I just was so against everything WCW as a kid. Everything. There was no... I don't know, I just kind of going off on Goldberg. Fuck him! Fuck you, Goldberg!
See, I was the kind of person, I was switching back and
Yeah,
forth during
that's
the
what I was
commercials,
doing,
you know what I mean? And when Nitro was 3 hours, once Raw went off the air, I was watching Nitro,
Right, yeah.
so...
I
But
wasn't doing
I
that.
was a WWF, totally watching that all the time. I had to watch Raw.
Mm-hmm. Because of that guy right there.
Yep.
That's,
Triple H.
that's the greatest wrestler of all time, and he will bury anybody.
Skillberg on the screen, ladies and
And
gentlemen.
you know what? I don't think he gets enough credit for how big he was in the Attitude
He was
Era.
great.
Triple H?
Yeah.
Well, I saw a thing, this was maybe a couple of weeks ago, somebody was saying on a comment section somewheres in the universes of internets that if you look at Triple H's career, he never got anywhere by himself. He was always in some sort of faction, whether it was with Shawn Michaels in China as the original DX, and then the bigger group of DX, and then Evolution, the McMahon-Helmsley era shit, the Authority. He was always grouped with people, but maybe I'm blinded by it because I am such a Triple H fan, but I always looked at it as he is bettering everybody else around him.
He sure was.
Oh my God, Roseanne. I feel like he was bettering everybody else that was around him because he... Like, look at Road Dogg and Billy Gunn getting pulled into DX because of Triple H and, Shawn Michaels'
Yeah.
influence. Look at The Authority pushing Seth Rollins and those new guys at the time to the higher pinnacle. Evolution was to keep Ric Flair in the swing of things, was to push Randy Orton, was to push Batista, and look where those two have gone. So, like, maybe I am biased, but...
Sheamus.
Exactly.
His feud with Sheamus really set Sheamus
Exactly. So I don't look at it as Triple H needed other people to get ahead. Like, he wasn't like The Rock or Austin where he was the solo act, but that guy pushed a shit ton of people around him.
Yeah, and his matches were really good. And I think a lot of it is because he married Stephanie McMahon. People have such a sour taste in their mouth for him,
Yeah.
but I don't give a shit about that. Who the
I don't
fuck
either.
cares? You know?
I don't either. That was one of my sources saying Triple H is better than Undertaker.
We're back to your source. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. But right now DX is on the screen, so it's actually a good time to...
We talked about DX a little bit before, with the Hall of Fame and stuff, that kind of talk. What are your guys' like? What do you? I don't know if we've talked about this specifically, but like, what do you guys remember like your first DX memories?
The first DX thing I remember is the match where they kind of really formed, where Shawn Michaels hit Undertaker over the head with the chair, and Triple H was just kind of there, but you could see that they were coming together. Yeah, that's when Shawn Michaels was starting to do the crotch chop and stuff. Triple H really wasn't, but Shawn Michaels was. So
Right.
You could definitely see their attitude starting to show through.
I don't really specifically remember a moment with DX. I guess like my first one, but the ones that stand out are like the Nation and stuff like
Oh, yeah.
that.
That parody I mean,
I really, really want to say though, my first memory of like these guys, literally, I know we joked about it with the dumpster and stuff, but was feuding like these two specifically. Like I feel like I remember these two before I remember like DX specifically, the New Age Outlaws, and having their feud with Chainsaw Charlie, because I knew of Chainsaw Charlie before I knew of Terry Funk.
yeah.
I definitely remember that, but like these two guys stand out to me so vividly.
And I love the fact that Chainsaw Charlie was Terry Funk's idea. I think that's fucking tremendous.
My Mick! My eye! It fell out of my ass, Mick! Stone Cold Steven! What do you think?
What do you think of him? He's fucking insane.
Anything! What are your thoughts? Help!
First memories of DX.
Yeah.
Yes.
The speech they gave, where they were being tried to death, they were being censored.
Oh, like
yeah.
I was up all night.
Yeah,
I
the
did not
Monica
sleep with that
Lewinsky
girl.
stuff. Yeah, that's fucking great.
We will no longer say bleep, 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 bleep.
And they had the DX barbecue.
Yep.
In the middle of the ring.
Yep.
Fucking
And they were playing
sausages.
poker with the headbangers and stuff. Yeah. And I like when they released the DX video on cassette. They didn't censor it, so you got to see all that stuff unedited too, which was really cool.
I never had any like the VHS tapes.
They were kind of expensive too. They were like, some of them were like $40.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah, they were.
Well, when you think about it, how is that any more expensive than a DVD or like crazier concept?
Yeah.
I mean, DVDs now, fuck, you gotta
Oh,
spend.
man.
They're crazy.
The Oddities, one of my favorite.
Yep.
And plus, I'm an ICP fan. I mean, not their current stuff, but their stuff back then, like the Great Malenko, and
Dean.
yeah. Well, it
Great
was
Dean
named
Malenko.
after his father, so
I couldn't think of the
ICP
dad's
or
name.
wrestling fan. Yeah,
What the fuck is his dad's name right now?
Boris.
Boris. I
Yep.
couldn't think of it at the time.
But the fact that WWE or WWF, WWF incorporated the Insane Clown Posse, who they weren't mainstream, but to have the foresight to bring in a group like that, to bring in fans who might not, be wrestling fans that are fans of ICP, and not to bring in a mainstream act. I think that's a really cool idea.
They were trying everything in the Attitude Era for like publicity wise. When you think about it, I mean, from the Howard Stern like Rat Pat group and shit like that.
Nicole Bass.
Right.
Yep.
So many things. This was a guy, Ahmed Johnson, they just showed. He was a guy I was always kind of a fan of as a kid. I think that's like, and this is going to sound weird saying it, but like that's where, I think Ahmed Johnson's the reason I like big black wrestlers like Ezekiel Jackson I was a huge fan of. Mark Henry I'm a huge fan of. Bobby Lashley, like.
I think if Ahmed Johnson could have stayed away from the injuries, and if he had better promo skills, he would have been really huge. But he
Put him
couldn't-
with the manager.
He couldn't really talk. But at that point, managers were kind of, I mean, other than Paul Bearer and
Yeah, they
Jim
weren't really a
Cornette
thing
little
at that
bit,
time.
Yeah. So you really had to have the verbal skills at that point. I mean, kind of like Chris Benoit was kind of the exception, but I mean, he was in WCW. So.
Speaking of Chris Benoit, I kind of got to go off the topic real quick.
All right.
What the fuck was I watching the other day? Oh man, I'm not gonna remember it for the life of me. I was watching something. Oh, ECW One Night Stand 05. I was
That's a really good video.
This
too.
is
That's
horrible though. I was watching this. All the ECW guys are in the ring at the end with Steve Austin. They're beating up. I think it's Kurt Angle.
They might have been.
Whoever they're beating up at the end might have been JBL for all I remember.
JBL was.
Yeah, JBL.
I know they all got in the ring.
Because he was throwing live rounds at
Yeah.
the Blue Meanie. So yeah.
But because they throw whoever it was to the ground and everybody's doing their finisher, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin yells over to Benoit. He goes, "Where's Benoit?" And you see Benoit come around. He's like, "Get up on that rope, give me a flying headbutt." And then Benoit gets up there and he goes, "Now murder him!" And I'm like, "Oh fuck! You cannot have just said that to him."
Steve Austin is prescient. He knew all about it.
It's like this was premeditated.
Wow, that's
I
really
literally
bad.
was like, "Oh crap!
Yeah, knowing what you know now. Yeah.
Knowing what you know now."
Yep.
But I just had to kind of, because I was thinking that the other day. I was like, I gotta mention that at some point because that's a hell of a rib, if you would.
Yeah, and
I don't know if that was a rib or not.
and it's cool seeing like the tag team division back then, and knowing a lot of people, even Bruce Pritchard, saying that Vince McMahon does not give a shit about tag teams. And in the Attitude Era,
these are
tag teams
factions.
meant a lot. But like you had the New Age Outlaws, you had Edge and
Yeah.
Christian, you had the Dudleys,
The
the Hardys, Too Cool. So
RTC.
tag teams really, you had tag teams really meant the
APA.
which started as a backstage thing just to get,
they're awesome. They were the best.
just to get Ron Simmons and JBL on TV, just doing backstage shit, and it turned into a tag team, which was really cool. I mean, they were the acolytes before that, but to really give them some personality,
Right, which it's because it's weird, like, because I'm a JBL fan. Every time I see Bradshaw, I just can't help think, like, wow, the JBL. Like, how were you two the same person? It's just crazy.
Oh, the DX invasion of WCW.
It's a tank.
It's a Jeep with a fucking bazooka on it.
Right, Eric Bischoff will always say, it's not a tank. Look at that black guy. He's, like, ready to just scream, but he's waiting. He's waiting.
And Sean Waltman.
We're watching, as we're kind of in awe right now, we're watching the DX invasion of WCW. WCW!
Which I wish that with Eric Bischoff saying, I would have let him in the building, that would have been fucking amazing.
It would have been interesting TV, because not watching WCW, that might have...
Made you watch it?
Yeah.
And it would have brought notoriety to both companies. As much as Vince McMahon would have hated it, it would have made both companies' profile go higher to have... It would be like a simulcast.
I'll never let the ratings go higher. I'd rather just kill a storyline dead while it's hot. Look at them on their mopeds. Rum, rum, rum. I said, get them, boys.
All the signs. It was so hard to...
That guy is making fun of him.
It's so funny to go back and see all the signs that were in the crowd. I mean,
the
almost
real
everybody
Big
in the crowd
Show
has
is
them.
in my pants.
Yeah,
That
they
was
were
like
actually creative
the fucking
signs
best
back then.
signs back
The
then.
best signs. Chicken fingers.
It's-
As much as I hated that sign, seeing it so much, I miss chicken fingers.
Yeah. But the signs now just suck. Like, there's no creativity in
You
the
know who I
signs
blame on that?
whatsoever.
Sign guy.
Yeah.
I fucking hate you, sign guy. I hate that guy.
I just love that they don't show him anymore.
Well, it pisses me off when I go back and I watch, like, earlier shit before, like, not before he got famous, but, like, before that. And
Yeah.
you saw him before you started seeing him. It's like, fuck, there he is with his stupid red hat and his fucking dumb
The
little
first
shirt.
time I
hate
saw
the
him
guy. I hate him.
was
I hate
at
him.
the 2001 Royal Rumble, and he was
See?
dressed up like somebody as RTC. He was dressed up like Steven Richards.
Yes.
And he actually had funny signs, but then it was just, oh, I'm looking like Fred Durst with my fucking, work shirt on.
And my red hat.
Yeah, yep.
Yep. I hate you, Rick Ockberger.
And then what was he on, like fucking Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or something like that? Or Let's Make a Deal or something?
Don't knock the show, because I like that show. I like that show a lot. But yes, he was on that show and he ruined that show too.
Yep. Yeah, and he got famous for it. He was selling his own T-shirts and shit, and
But like, look at that. That was like me as a
a
kid.
little kid doing a crotch chop. What's wrong with that? And probably doing it in school and getting
And that
getting
kid's probably,
suspended
well,
for
you
it.
know what? That kid probably grew up to be in his like 30s or early 30s, late 20s to have a podcast and be a pretty good fucking kid. And they're deeming crotch chops to be horrible for children. My kid starts doing a crotch chop, I'm going to give her a high five. Just depends on who you give a crotch chop to. Look at that belt. What were you guys' favorite belts, kind of speaking of belts? My favorite one?
The World Championship belt.
Well, I mean, like, what version of it? This
the
one?
with the Eagle.
That one? This one?
Yeah.
This one here? That one? This
Yeah,
The one that Austin
I
was
think
carrying.
it. I mean,
one?
the Winged Eagle
was
from
very
the like the
The Hardcore Championship looked great too. That's
Yeah.
probably my second favorite one.
when they changed it over to this one, I thought it was really cool. I like the plate on it. I think it really stands out and stuff. The classic one is cool, but I think that I think it looks more like a championship. It just looks. It looks so amazing.
It is nice, and I got to give a shout out to my buddy Parker, who we gave a shout out to earlier, because I bought this belt off of him for $25 at a yard sale.
Wow.
And the little dipshit went and, maybe not him, but you are a dipshit still, got Brutus the Barber fucking beefcake and the Hurricanes autograph on the WWF
They
Championship
were the
belt.
best champions out of everybody.
What was your favorite title match between the two?
Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bruce Bar Beefcake.
Yeah, at what Mania?
19.
Good one.
45.
What was your favorite Hurricane WWF title match win?
I mean, he beat The Rock for it. I mean, I'm guessing.
That's
I
true.
mean,
I liked it when they both won the 2000 Royal Rumble at the same
that's going to
time.
be in Jumanji. It's going to be a storyline in Jumanji. The Hurricane's going to beat The Rock for the WWF. title.
Jumanji 2, the Hurricane's coming back. Yeah, I don't know why those autographs are on here, so I took black Sharpie and colored them out. But thank you for this belt.
And it's the original WWF one too. It's not
it does,
the
because it has
WWE version.
a
so
little foil thing on it still too.
That's awesome.
So I have the WWF World Title, the WWE one, and the ECW one. So.
And the Smoking Skull belt was pretty fucking awesome.
So that's my favorite gimmick belt. I mean, there wasn't many gimmick belts. The Rock was supposed to have
Yep,
one.
they actually made one. They
Stone Cold, Steven, they're all gimmick belts.
They actually made one for The Rock, and they made one for The Undertaker, and they show them at the Fan Fest.
What
that
did
they
The
did before
Undertaker look
WrestleMania.
like?
It had his symbol on it, and the strap was purple, I think.
That's
and it had flames on the side plates and
That
shit.
looks-
Yeah.
You keep that toy right.
Yeah, I
now.
think once he saw it, he was like, fuck that, you know.
I actually just saw the other day in Walmart. I mean, it's Attitude Era, talking about Undertaker. The Ghostbuster toys.
Yeah.
They had them out in stores. And I want to say, have you seen them? I mean, I know you saw the pictures.
Yeah, I haven't seen him out anywhere.
I want to
yet.
say the belt is like, it looks like that. Because
Yeah.
Undertaker comes with the world title. And I want to say it has like his logo on it. I don't think it's a purple strap. I think it's like a lime green, like neon green strap.
Right, for like the
slime.
Slimer,
Yeah. I like how authentically detailed they are because they do have like little brown jumpsuits on and shit. But they're just stupid.
You know, I'm
Did you
surprised.
see that? We don't. Look at this guy. Look at this guy gonna kill this other guy. Look at him.
Yeah, he's pretty much giving him a Stone Cold Stunner
Over
off
the railing. Like, and you know they're
on
high
the
up
top
there.
deck, yeah.
Look at, he's gonna kill him.
It's a fucking work. They planted him.
You think that's a work? That's a joke? That's a fucking joke to you?
It's a joke of it.
That man with a shirt off and that little kid belt is a work, and then we got the guy with the eye patch next to him.
Throw him off.
I think that's just a glare from the
I don't know.
But he's gonna kill him.
Right.
Look at him. He doesn't. Look at he did right there. They cut it away, killed him. Stone Cold Steve Austin is condoning murder.
You know, I'm surprised they don't do, speaking of the action figures and merchandise, I'm surprised they don't do an Attitude Era line.
Oh, I know. That would be
You have
cool.
so many mid-card characters, so many characters from that era, you could do so many versions of each person.
Yep.
They would sell like crazy. People would be wanting to get every single one just because it's Attitude Era.
I don't know why they don't, like, they made, okay, I don't know how the licensing rights go for shit like that, but, like, if they made ECW figures now, would they have to pay royalties to
Oh, yeah,
that guys?
because they have to pay royalties to
Yeah.
everybody for footage on the network, too.
Alright, wait till everybody just dies and then do it all. That's how it works.
Well, a lot of them
ECW
are dying,
guys,
so
that's what they
take
normally
care
do.
of
Hall
Yeah.
of Fame!
Yep.
5 years, all the ECW roster were dead, so you could probably do all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I just saw a recent picture. Dreamer's still in TNA?
Yeah, Dreamer's he's doing every fucking thing he can do. I mean, he does stuff with AEW, you know, he's doing all kinds of shit.
AEW,
God
number
bless
one,
him,
WWF, hark to it, fuck you, I humble you, ha, yeah. That was my Iron Sheik. Was that alright?
Yeah, yeah.
Now my Dusty Rose, baby.
And your repertoire
of, I don't want to say box of gimmicks, like they took all the best fucking lines, the sons of bitches. What are some memories of the Attitude Era that you guys wish you could forget? Are there any? Like that you just were like, oh god.
Oh man.
Like
Probably
that.
the fucking Mae Young and Mark Henry storylines. As much as
Yeah,
it made me
yeah.
fucking laugh, they were retarded.
Right, because if you think about it in hindsight, the world's strongest man fucking an old woman, what is that doing storyline wise?
You know,
That's giving me a fetish for old women or either large black men. I'm not really sure at this point in my life.
him and the tranny. It was funny. Was it really fucking necessary?
No, it wasn't. Jerry Springer could have been left at home.
I would say the bringing the NWA in for a little while and having Jeff Jarrett be the, you know, with Jim Cornette and Barry Windham and all. It was like, I get it. You're trying to shit on WCW a little bit because they used to be the NWA, but like,
Well,
that's one of the
you know,
ones
my
I could-
son, you know.
Oh, that Triple H storyline with Stephanie McMahon, that was fucking.
This
priceless.
is literally like my first. I don't want to say memories, but like, yeah, they were my first memories of Triple H. Like that's when I really he stood out to me was during this time.
And then you go back and you watch the wedding part, and it was so fucking. You could tear that apart. Just
Could you imagine doing that now, drugging a woman and going and marrying
Yeah.
her, and the person that's marrying you is oh, I believe you. Okay, this seems right. I shouldn't call authorities.
yeah.
That you have a drugged girl and you're speaking for her.
impersonating her was the best.
Right, like
I do.
I do.
It's just so fucking hilarious.
It's like, what? I mean, right? You have to laugh at it because it's so ridiculous, and then they're trying to sell it as real. It's like, come on.
And I can't remember what podcast I was listening to, but somebody was like, they arrest people for doing run-ins and shit every once in a while. Why wouldn't you arrest somebody every time they do a fucking run-in? It makes no sense. You know what I mean? Like,
well, this is the logic behind wrestling. Look at this Ghostbuster of a fucking car. Could you imagine seeing that at a fucking cemetery
with a funeral going on?
And
An actual funeral.
This 700-pound behemoth just jumping on the back of it like it's a toy.
Yep.
But
Boss Man was a great fucking heel.
He was great.
Him and his funeral and the dog with Al Snow. He was probably the most underrated heel ever. I don't know. Not a lot of people mention him, but he was
really
great.
underrated in that aspect. I do agree with you. Because he stood out like he could have been a top guy.
Yeah.
But like if you think about the logic in this, and you say people get arrested or whatever, like why would, if you're Vince McMahon, and I'm pretty sure they've said it before on like WWE like TV, like, well, instead of arresting him, we'll keep him, and I'll just make his life a living hell.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck kind of world do we live in where a
just
boss says
fire
that?
him.
Right. You just got the shit kicked out of you by this guy, and you want to make his life hell?
Yep.
What the fuck? So
And
that's
after he humiliates you the 58th time and you haven't fired him yet, you know.
He stunned my wife and gave her the finger. Let's get him on TV next week.
This is one thing I'd like to forget the brawl for
Look at this,
all.
my
That's
guy.
definitely.
A Bruce Pritchard guy. And it all started because JBL.
Yep.
Because I'm a loudmouth southern son of a bitch.
According to Vince Russo, anyways. But you know, bro.
That was Bruce Pritchard even said it too. He said JBL was claiming that if this was real, he'd knock everybody out.
And I like his explanation about Bart Gunn and Butterbean getting knocked out so quick. He was saying that Bart Gunn didn't train as a boxer to do the brawl for all. He was just throwing hands. But when he tried to fight Butterbean, he was training as a boxer. He might have done better if he had just gone in as he did for the brawl.
Because Butterbean doesn't fight as a boxer. He fights as just a swinger.
Yep.
Like, he has no boxing technique. He's just a fucking...
He's a heavy hitter.
So it might have been more of not a one-sided fight if Bart Gunn had just gone in throwing hands instead of trying to box him.
So how much do you think they paid Vader to be Butterbean? And be like, look, you can be the Butterbean character. I tried to keep a straight face, but it no sold. We tried to be funny here, folks, and make you laugh and make you giggle and stuff like that. That looks so stupid, the way Big Show fell.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta play.
I know it's there, so I know I shouldn't fall into.
I gotta say, Big Show's the worst worker this side of Rikishi falling off a Hell in a Cell into a bed of fucking sawdust. He's just, I don't know, anticlimactic.
Yeah, it's. At first, they tried to make him that Andre the Giant, and then it was like, oh, well, he can impersonate Hulk Hogan, and then it just became, he's a babyface, he's a heel, he's a babyface, he's a heel, and it just, he's not. I don't even think he's Hall of Fame worthy, in my opinion, really. I'm sorry. I don't.
The Big Show?
Yeah. I don't. For his body of work, I really don't.
Wow.
What do you think of that, Steven?
Do
you think the Big Show's worthy of the Hall of Fame that's fake?
I don't know. I mean, he's been a mainstay for a while. He was once entertaining, sort of.
You don't think he's worthy of the Hall of Fame at all?
I don't know.
That is some strong words.
I don't. I just... His match quality, his...
Who do you think is more worthy of being in the Hall of Fame than the Big Show that may not be as a big of name as the Big Show, but has better credentials that you think outweigh what the Big Show has done?
Goldust?
Well, that's a fucking no-brainer. The Natural's always going to be in the Hall of Fame as a selection piece, but...
Brian Pillman. He's not in yet.
Because he pulled a gun out on a guy?
No, just his
don't.
match quality and his loose cannon and...
It is... That's just... I'm in awe that you would say that about the Big Show. About Paul White. About the
really,
Giant.
What stands out to you about the Big Show?
Oh my god, here we go. I'll give you a list of them. He had a match in a diaper, He got knocked out by a little black guy. He was a Scottish man on TV.
He wrestled a fucking sumo wrestler at WrestleMania.
Well, that was the diaper thing. He got covered in shit by a Latino. He got his nose broken by another black guy. That was the same black guy that beat him up at WrestleMania. His WrestleMania win streak is like 0.
He looked like roadkill in a singlet for a while.
He sucks. So, I mean, what do you want me to say? No. I mean, I agree with you, but just to say that, that's hard.
I'm trying to think, and I can't really. He signed Stone Cold's position while he's taking a shit. I mean, that was fantastic. Good times. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I mean,
ECW, he's the only guy to held all 3 titles.
Okay.
Right? Still? Is he the only guy that's done
Yeah,
it?
but...
Then, ring-a-ding-ding, we got a winner!
But, I mean, to be honest, what really stands out, you can't really say anything really, definitive is like, oh, well, this is something that really is a mark on his career that really makes him...
I did say I really did like him with The Undertaker. With
the Unholy Alliance and stuff, yeah.
That's the part that stands out for me the most. But I think that's mostly because he was with The Undertaker.
I can't think of nothing. Yeah.
And that was for a short period.
We just buried you!
For being who he is, he should have had,
Do you think... This is a real question. Do you think the Great Khali has had a better career than the Big Show?
Wow.
Hey, it was in the longest yard. I mean, come on. See?
But look at what he's done more.
He was pushed more than the Big Show was. I would agree with that. I really do.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? And Khali's been what? He's like 3-time world champ.
He got more of a push against the Undertaker than the Big Show ever did. Really. Yeah. I would agree. That's a damn good point.
It is a good point, isn't it? And that's sad.
Yeah.
Because this is the Great Khali when we went to meet him.
Yeah. But like I liked when they made the Big Show goofy because it showed a part of his character.
But they went too far.
Yeah, and then when you go after that, you try to make him a badass again, and it just
like when I was listening to the I don't know which actually. I think it was Bruce Pritchard's, but they were talking about Big Show wanted to be called Big Nasty Paul White.
Yeah.
It's like they should have. That would have that sounded cool.
Yeah.
Then he could have just went with the Big Nasty character, like, because I remember being a kid thinking like the Big Show. That just sounds stupid saying that. Like
it sounds like the name for a fucking circus. The Big Show.
Did you like the Giant any better?
I did, because he was playing off of Andre at that time, wasn't he? Like
they were calling him his kid.
Or his kid, okay.
His son, yeah.
Oh my god, look at
which had to be a Hogan idea. Oh, Sonny Sable, you couldn't do that shit today.
I would do that shit today, I'm telling you right now.
Carmella keeps acting like she wants to go back to that shit. Like she tries to call herself a diva and shit, and Maria does that, calls herself a diva. Says what's wrong with being called a diva,
I'm over the Maria.
Yeah.
It floundered right when those two came back to where it was like, well, that was a waste.
Yep.
I just didn't really care. I mean, I know she got pregnant and shit, but like, why would you do that at that time and like squash your...
Now that she's pregnant again and they're making a storyline like that, Mike Kanellis isn't the father and shit, so, yeah.
Well, speaking of fucking mother-kid storylines and not being the dad, what do you guys think of Team Extreme? Now, this is the part, hold on, before you get into this is the part of the comic pod, or whatever the fuck we're doing as a show. This is the part where I get up and grab another drink, and I will still communicate as I'm walking away. So, carry on amongst yourselves.
I think it's a natural that you put Lita with the Hardy Boys. I mean, they had the similar style, they rode together, so they, and none of them really had promo skills. So to be able for them to play off each other without really to have to cut a promo is actually a really good thing.
Well, like...
Their styles meshed so well that it was kind of a natural to put them together.
See, I never, really saw any... It's weird, when you think about back, because now you get to see all the footage of, all these new wrestlers coming in and stuff like that. So you see how they work once they're there. But, I would have never have thought Lita and these guys would have worked unless I've seen it prior. You know what I mean? I loved it though. I loved Team Extreme when I was a kid. They were one of my favorites, but the Dudleys were head and shoulders above the rest.
But it was also a good thing with Vince Russo was making sure everybody had a storyline. So the Team Extreme, they always had a good spot on the card too. So it was always a good thing. It's the one I love that about the Attitude Era. Everybody had a story. Everybody had a reason for being on the show.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Hardys?
You're probably not gonna like them. I mean, I don't not like them. I'm pretty indifferent to the Hardys.
What are we doing here?
I like Christian and Edge better, most of the TLC stuff.
Yeah.
I think they stood out more than the Hardys to me.
Oh yeah, they definitely did because
Yeah.
they got more of a push in those style of matches for win-wise than the other two teams.
And their humor was so amazing.
That's-
It added to their characters so much.
Mhm.
Which the Hardys really didn't have many like backstage things going on, so I just didn't pay attention.
They
to
didn't
them as
have
much.
personalities.
Yeah.
Right.
They
It was all
weren't
high
shown.
spots,
Yeah.
and the mystique of their music and all that stuff.
I'm gonna say it. I don't mean it as an insult to the Hardys because it's not, but it was the Young Buck syndrome. They came in, wow, you guys are spot on and snazzy. We don't really need you to talk or anything, but get out there and do all these crazy fucking kick flips and whatever, and then their personality started to come through. I still hate the Young Bucks. I think they're just the drizzling shits. But what'd you think of the Dudley Boys and stuff like that?
Dudley Boys were fucking awesome.
Even in WWF, because they didn't get watered down. They were still ass kickers, and they cut really good promos, especially Bubba.
Yep.
And then you just kind of like LOD. Bubba would really cut the promo, and then you throw to Devon, and Devon would just do his shit, and that was it.
Yep.
So
Who doesn't like a tag team that puts old ladies through fucking tables, right?
Amen.
and the fact that Mae Young was just willing to fucking take that,
Right,
and
when
wanted to take it.
I heard the story behind that, where they're like, we want Mae Young, or Vince wants to see it before it happens, and someone went up to Mae Young and like, oh, we want to see you get slammed through that table off the stage before we go and do it later on, and apparently she just ran right off the stage and jumped through the fucking table.
What an insane woman.
And they're like, no, we're gonna need to do that, but with the Dudleys this time.
And they wanted to do a crash pad and shit, and she wouldn't have any of it.
Crazy.
Yep.
Jesus.
Was that in your notes?
Probably somewhere.
What do you got here? You give us some stuff. You throw stuff at us. You're the host. We're turning it over right now to Stone Cold
just throw something out
Steve
there.
Austin.
What area you want to talk about? 97,
Whatever.
98,
Yeah,
97?
Whatever you want to talk
Yeah.
about Attitude Era, whatever jumps out at you. This guy in the blue tie, that chick leaning her head on Val
Well,
Venus.
she's got some nice tits.
Wow.
Can't fill a show with that, though. That's all I have to say about
I
it.
mean,
There
got
was a lot of
some
tits in the
nice
Attitude
tits.
Era, so.
We could definitely fill a show with some nice tits. What do you think his shirt says? It's got writing on the sleeve of it.
Suck it.
It's Mick Foley. Why would that say that? Look
He
at
was a DX.
Look at Dark Henry. I mean Mark. Shit.
Wow.
Cheesums.
Wow.
Ah, Chinaman.
What about Chris Jericho's debut where he
There you go.
interrupts the Rock's promo?
Which to debut, to interrupt the fucking Rock at that point, that's given a lot of confidence to somebody.
And he shot back at The Rock, and The Rock was a big talker back in WWF, and he matched him pretty equally on the mic, which is surprising for an egomaniac like Chris Jericho, but at the time, I really didn't know much about him, so it was very surprising.
And a lot of people said that, he buried Jericho at the end. The Rock fucking buried everybody. So it's not like it was really out of line for The Rock to, not know who you were. It was part of his fucking gimmick. So,
Right.
But yeah, the Jericho debut, the way they built it up with the time clock and all that stuff.
I had no fucking idea who he was.
Well, yeah, you weren't a WCW, and you weren't an internet
not true.
fan either, and you know what I mean?
I knew a little of him because I do remember seeing like the magazines and shit as like a kid, and sitting there as my mom is gonna cash out and just kind of flicking through them, just seeing like pictures and stuff like that. Like I have vivid little memories of that, but not to definitively.
But with the way they
know who he is.
debuted him, you knew he was somebody.
Yeah.
Yes, I was this. I wasn't a big Rock fan, honestly. I'm still not a Rock fan.
Neither am I.
But
Not of his body of work as far as movies go, but I liked him in the WWF. Sometimes he had his few shining moments in WWF that I really liked The Rock, but
For the most part, and I just thought he was overrated right from the get-go.
And kind of like what you saying, going back and watching Shawn Michaels and realizing, you didn't, the performer that everybody says, really The Rock's matches, other than the stuff he did with Triple H, the long matches, I don't think The Rock had any really good fucking matches.
like
some of the stuff
the
with
I
Foley,
Quit match
but,
with Mankind.
but what really did they do? I mean,
No.
it was really to
It
get
was
Mick
brutal.
Foley over and just to brutalize
Yeah,
Mick
it was
Foley through the
brutal.
whole match. As far as
What do you mean?
match
Are
quality,
you telling me Are you telling me?
Yes, I am. God damn it.
Are you telling me after that little sexy burp that I just did for all of our fans out there? Are you telling me that The Rock's WrestleMania 20 match with Mick Foley against Evolution wasn't stuff of legend?
What fucking legend are you talking about?
The legend of going out when you're not on fucking top, Rock. You suck. Because he lost that match and then retired for like 7 years and
Did
then
a couple
came
things
back.
with Eugene and and then and came back and
Like, what was the point of coming back to help Mick Foley out and become, the overachieving underdog over
a
Evolution?
WrestleMania payday.
Yep.
Mick Foley, I got my WrestleMania moment. Ah!
And then a couple good matches with Randy Orton.
I'm sorry, but your WrestleMania 22 match was your WrestleMania moment with Edge.
Yep.
So.
Vince McMahon, the biggest heel.
What else
in
you
the
got on there,
business.
Gag? What else you want to talk about?
How about DX impersonating the Nation? I think we touched on that a little bit.
We've touched on that here and there. Always up for laughing at that though, because it is funny. Especially now that I know Mark Henry ate X-Pac shit. That joke
And that was part of the parody.
right.
Yeah.
That joke is even funnier to me now because I never knew that.
And looking back and seeing X-Pac do blackface, and I think that's tremendous.
I would, I'm not trying to say this to be insensitive, but I would go to a Comic-Con. Mr. J and I were talking about this. Going to Comic-Con as War Machine and Iron Man, and I told him I'd said I wouldn't go as War Machine. I would just go as Rhodey, and I would just do blackface, and be like, "Oh, I left my suit at home." He's like, "Really? You would do blackface?" I'm like, "Yeah, maybe do blackface." Well, that's off the topic.
How about what some say there's the turnover from WCW/WWF when Mick Foley wins the championship for the first time
Oh, when he
ever.
puts butts in seats?
Yeah. And Stone Cold comes out.
That's one of the loudest pops I've ever heard at a wrestling event, when Austin's music hit and he came down with...
I think it's tied with, and then also him in Invasion. The Invasion pop when he won the old Stone Cold back.
Yeah.
That was pretty big, but I think that's probably his loudest
I mean,
pop
if you really listen
ever.
to that, the entire fucking crowd was on
And
its
when they
feet
pan
screaming.
out, like nobody's sitting in their fucking seats.
Yeah.
And speak of the devil, here he is on the screen making his intro.
And that night, I mean, the fact that it was a tape show and Nitro was able to do that,
Mhm.
I mean, I get for Mick Foley, it took a lot of steam out of it, but everybody that was watching
They
Nitro,
turned
as soon as he
off.
said it, they fucking turned to Raw.
So what was the point of that then?
Just shitting on WWF because they
Yeah.
thought that they had to,
Yeah.
No. I mean that, but did they not think people would tune in to?
So yeah, they thought they were ruining it for people.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it really fucking backfired.
They thought that, if they know the results, then
They're
they'll
not gonna
just
fucking
stay
watch
on
it.
our channel. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Well, I was already watching the better show. So.
Oh, giving birth to a hand. That's always a good thing.
Oh, Pat Patterson, sucking dicks and stuff. I cannot.
And Jerry Briscoe puking for real. Retching for real. It's a hand. I always loved Mark Henry's.
Hand.
Version of that. It's a hand.
Like he was just as surprised when they told him. Yes,
The man.
Gilbert. Who doesn't want to fall like that?
Yeah, with Trish Stratus. I loved Al Snow in the
Cheesehead.
Attitude Era.
I liked Al Snow in general. I always was a big fan of Al Snow.
I think that gimmick with Head, they could have
Cheese.
gone so much with that.
I remember
That storyline could have been amazing. I really do think they.
That's not iconic to you, brother.
No, it's not.
Look at
It's
what you gonna
entertaining,
do when you got a Scotsman as big as Big Show.
Just for his size and the fact that he was a giant, they could have done so much more with him. His career could have been so much better.
Bro. The dude is 7 foot tall, 500 pounds, bro. I'm gonna put him in a diaper and have him speak in Scottish, bro. And he's gonna go out there and cut a promo. It'll be over. His career will be in the shitter. Like X-Pac's blackface looks like chocolate. Like he looks like he's made of chocolate.
And he still has his hair down with the afro
Right.
on top of it, which is...
It's like a Jerry curl with a mullet.
So do you guys remember the parody they did of The Corporation, though?
Not as vividly. We've talked about this before, you and I don't remember it as well. No.
When he had, like, Road Dogg was Vince McMahon, and he had the two midgets, attached to his ass as Briscoe and Patterson.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, the thing when I said to you the Toxic Turtles that one time, there's all that random shit out there that's entertaining, whether it was good at the time or not. It's entertaining now. Why isn't that on a plethora of DVDs of just, like, obscurity? Yep. You know what I mean? Like,
and you could do, a minute of your 3-hour TV time to push to your network showing shit like that.
Be like, what is that? Let me get over there and check that. Instead of the same highlights over and over.
And you could do raw flashbacks and show, now you could watch this on the network, this cool thing that was on this episode of Raw, you know? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, the stink face, that's... I can't imagine taking that. No matter how much he washes his ass, I can't.
I had a really big girlfriend once, and I said, "Hey, baby." I didn't say that to her because I would have been afraid.
Oh, the trash bag hoe stuff. You so could not. And talking about her breast implants and shit, you couldn't do that shit today. It's amazing the stuff that they used to do.
Only Triple H would wear a leather jacket without anything underneath it. The game. I stole this hat from the franchise.
It's amazing how long he wore that fucking hat too. Like he wore that for a good year and a half.
I remember as a kid thinking that was the coolest fucking hat in the world. But because it was the Harley Davidson hat, as a kid I was so self-conscious. Like, I don't know anything about motorcycles, and I don't want to wear a hat and then have people like, "Oh, you motorcycle kid, huh?" Like, no, I just wear it because I'm a wrestler. He just punched him right in the side of the neck.
Deserved it.
What did he call him? What did he call him? A word or something?
Oh, look, Mae Young playing
him. I can't repeat it.
I hear JBL call him it all the time, that redneck son of a bitch.
The APA was such a good tag team.
I don't understand how they weren't more, like, over. Like, more the biggest tag teams of that time. Put them in the TLC matches just because they're too big.
Their backstage stuff was so over.
It's great.
The poker. I don't know why they weren't. Maybe because Edge and Christian, this stuff, overshadowed them. But
yeah, this was pretty badass. The bloodbaths and shit.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people shit on Vince Russo and all that stuff, but this is creative fucking shit.
Bro, was this my idea? I thought of the bloodbath, bro. Damn, I'm good.
Kurt Angle, I miss him being the goofy guy and still being a badass.
I just miss him being Kurt Angle.
Yeah. And it was just the beginning in the Attitude Era of him, and he was goofy, but he was serious. And
I remember when I was a kid, I had a buddy, like my wrestling buddy, as like a little kid, and people would always make fun of us on the bus, saying, "Oh, wrestling's fake. This, and that." And I remember when Kurt Angle came in, and me and my buddy James, we would just instantly be like, "Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle's not fake. He is so legitimate, blah, 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 blah." Like, that was our instant argument, like, in retaliation back, was like, "Well, there's Kurt Angle, and he'll fucking knock you out and choke you up."
See, and I think they had that opportunity with Taz, and they squandered that.
Oh, because it was ECW.
Yeah, but if he hadn't been ECW... He would have been that Kurt Angle character, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He would have just been an ass-kicking, badass amateur wrestler that can throw you wherever the fuck he wants.
Yep. But he was only like a fucking foot high, though, so I mean, what's he really going to do? What do you got, Steve? What do you got on your agenda?
How about all the crucifixions of the wrestlers back then with The Undertaker, especially Stone Cold.
Putting him on the symbol and all that stuff.
I know it was kind of controversial.
It was.
ECW did it, with the Sandman, and nobody seemed to
They never really
like
aired
it
much, yeah.
But it seemed different with WWF. I don't know if it's just because it wasn't a wooden cross, like a Jesus cross.
And that's the thing I never understood, because of Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Turning down going to ECW because he saw that, but then being in WWF when...
And I don't
that happened.
Yeah.
Well, when you're getting a shitload of money, too, that kind of changes your opinion, too,
Well, and maybe the Crown of Thorns was maybe a little weird,
I think he was just...
He just didn't like ECW.
I think as soon as he walked in the building...
and realized, I'm a gold medalist, what am I doing here?
He just wanted a reason to...
I think it was a really cool thing. It added to The Undertaker being demonic and, diabolical so much. And with Stephanie with the black, wedding dress and,
great,
the wedding with Paul Bearer doing the wedding thing in tongues and shit. That was fucking tremendous.
I like the whole whole thing was great. Him capturing people and inducting them into the ministry.
Oh, I
was
remember
great.
like being engulfed in that storyline of like the house invasion and stuff,
Yeah.
and just because I didn't really know those people individually, so it's like, who is like Midian?
Yeah.
And like, who is this Viscera guy? Like, because I didn't know Mabel, prior to me getting in WWF and shit, and I didn't know the Godwins or the Godwins, whatever the hell they really were, but to see the Ministry of Darkness, it was like, this is fucking cool as a kid. Like, this feels real. This is scary.
That was the part that legitimately scared me. It was the Undertaker.
Yep.
It was dark and surreal. And
Especially,
very
I don't know
real.
if you'll be able to relate to this, but I like that a lot, the Undertaker and that creepy stuff. Because in the 90s, when horror movies were like the shit,
right?
That fit like those movies.
Yeah.
Like that felt like that could have been in like a Nightmare on Elm Street. Like
You could have had an evil Undertaker movie.
Well, right, like
Yeah,
Stephanie
I mean, like a guy
McMahon
that
could have
was,
been in an
you know-
evil dream, and then in that dream, she's getting crucified by that group of people.
Yeah.
Like they're the Pinhead and Hellraiser group of the WWF, and I remember just thinking that all the time as a kid, being like, these guys are like why I like horror movies. Like especially when Taker had the goatee at that one point, and he did look like very
And he was going to
demonic.
bomb Midian and all that stuff.
It was
and,
very cool. Like I loved it.
And a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, it was just a chance for him to bring up his friends." And I'm like, "So what? It got those guys over, and more people should be doing that, wanting to help their friends out and give
Build
them a
up-
higher profile."
Right,
you know?
because look what that just did. Fuck the individual people, but look what that did for everybody as a whole. Like,
Yep. You got the APA out of that. I mean,
Yeah.
Midian and Viscera, they were still around. I mean, they ran with it for a bit. You know what I mean?
but
So,
nothing.
Yeah,
Who else was in the group? There was
the APA, and then the Brood was in it for a
The
while
Brood was
too.
in it.
You know, so. And then once the Brood broke off, that was a storyline for a little while with them feuding with the Ministry. I think the Ministry was a really great time, and then Kane was kind
cool.
of, feuding with it too. So yeah, I think that was a really good time. And you really, Undertaker started becoming demonic in his feud with Kane, and then they slowly progressed into the
Right.
Ministry. It wasn't just all of a sudden he's fucking demonic. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
I thought that was a really cool time, but.
Yeah, I did. I've always enjoyed the Ministry. Like their entrance music will
That was
always
like
be
one of the best.
Yeah, will
It was
always be one of
great.
my favorites. They were great.
It kind of sucked when they made Vince the higher power and all that shit.
I still
There's so many
can't-
ways they could have gone.
I
with
still
it.
can't believe that their alternative was going to have Christopher Daniels.
There was
like,
talk of Jake Roberts for a while too, which I think would have been a really cool.
Yeah, that makes more
twist to
sense.
it.
But like, where the fuck does Christopher Daniels come in out of any?
I mean,
of
other
that?
than him doing the Fallen Angel with him being, like he could be a cult leader kind of thing. But
I'm saying in the sense of
That's
nobody knew who the fuck he
Yeah.
was.
right,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you bring him in to overshadow like McMahon. Like if you're gonna bring in somebody that's the higher power, and it's got to be like, well, we gotta think crazy big. Then you're resurrecting Vince's dad at that point. Like it's got to be somebody to that caliber.
Yep.
Like if you brought Christopher Daniels in, when was that storyline? 99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you brought Christopher Daniels in 99, I would have been like, who the fuck is this
And
pipsqueak?
why is he in this fucking spot?
Right. Like
Yep.
that's my exact thought, because when I started watching TNA in probably 2005, the end 05 into 6, Christopher Daniels was the Fallen Angel, and my first thoughts were, the fuck is this little guy?
Yep.
And that's when he was like established. You know what I mean? So if I'm already questioning who an established superstar is, why would you bring him in such a high profile spot if he's not even a household name or even in the glimpse of a household name?
Yeah.
So if it was Jake Roberts, it would have totally fell on the, well, he's a religious man. It makes sense because of his connection to the
He had a
WWF.
huge feud with the Undertaker.
Right,
He
he really
controlled
did.
the Undertaker at one point.
Right, they had a
You know?
WrestleMania match.
Yep.
Exactly. It would have been cool. And then you could have done maybe not like the Snake Pit like shows and but you could have done something along that again and kept that talk show idea alive, because Jake wouldn't he probably could have wrestled at this point still. He could have taken a few bumps.
Yeah.
But he could have been more of a mouthpiece, like Sick'em Boys, like that kind of character.
And he still could have. Undertaker still could have done his demonic promos.
Yep.
You could have.
And then eventually you could have split the two and had like, when you wanted the contract of Jake Roberts to end or something like that, the story to end, you could have been like, all right, well, when it gets close to the end, you're going to take your group of guys that we know we're not going to keep around for much longer. Taker will take the guys that we're going to be building and we'll start a feud with you guys and then, fizzle you out.
Yep.
And then Taker will be the supreme, Lord of Darkness, or whatever the fuck you want to call that kind of story run. But again, we're working with a guy that I don't know what the fuck I want to do anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like
it's like a 2-year-old in a toy store. Like he sees something he likes for 5 seconds and then, ooh, I like this now.
Right, like Vince, you just opened that one, play with this. No, I want to play with this one and pukes. Like, look at this guy. He's the egocentric maniac. There's someone out there doing a podcast about me. I gotta stop and listen.
And a lot of people don't think of like 2001 still being the Attitude Era, but I do.
I think of the Attitude Era coming up until like 2002.
Yeah, because they were still doing the hardcore title at that point, and they were still doing scantily clad women at that point. They were It started to wane once they bought WCW and ECW, but I would still consider that the Attitude Era. Once they lost the WWF name and
The Attitude Era went away once they bought not literally once they bought WCW, because you said it still kind of played out a little bit, but literally once they bought WCW, that's when it died because they had no reason.
Yeah.
They had no reason to be the Attitude Era anymore.
You still had the scratch logo and
you still stuck with like the edgy shit because it was putting your ratings over, so they didn't stop. But you didn't need to be like, now we got to do this. Now we got to run and do that. Now instead of a tank, let's get a blimp with 1,000 military men on it. They never did that, but they didn't have to because they won the war.
They won.
They won the fucking war.
I was seeing Austin with the beer and stuff, and it made me think of an interview I heard with Bruno Sammartino, and he was like, "Oh, I stopped watching it because of Austin drinking beer and giving the middle finger, and that's not the way wrestling should be and shit." And I'm just like, motherfucker, times change. Like, it can't be the 60s where, everybody was chanting your name and you didn't have ring music and you sold out Madison Square Garden all the time. And it made me think of all the old timers just... But then you had Pat Patterson who fucking got it and was all in, and Gerald Briscoe and all this. And not to shit on Bruno because he's dead, but he seemed really fucking arrogant where like he thought everything had to be the way he thought about it. And
because I'm kind of on the fence with a lot of these kind of thoughts like that, because I do think the same way, because like people like Cornette, you need to go with the times. Like, I can't stand like current wrestling really. Like, it's not as fun as this.
Yeah.
It's forced. Like,
I can find things I like about it.
Right, I can find things I like about it, but it's not like I can sit through the whole show and be like, I can't wait for the next segment.
But I say the same thing about AEW. Like, I was so hoping it would be amazing, but there's shit I pick apart about that all the time.
But with like the old timers, like saying like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do this. I don't like gimmick matches, or I don't like this or that. I don't understand where this comes from. Like someone like Cornette saying, I don't like gimmick matches. You are a guy that is a gimmick with a tennis racket. You come from a time where there were bull strap matches, where there were dog collar matches.
Your philosophy was if somebody comes out of a box, they're over.
Right. So I don't understand that. Like,
somebody that came from Southern Memphis wrestling that doesn't like gimmick matches, I don't fucking understand. Memphis was nothing but gimmick matches.
Yeah, and the concept of like it's got to be old school. Like, I do get that because when Bruno Sammartino was wrestling, there wasn't a storyline. You were traveling here and there, proving you were the best. But I wouldn't shit on wrestling because it was evolving into a money-making business. It's still the same concept. You're still training, but now WWE current, it doesn't matter if you have talent or not.
Yeah.
If you get over, it's because they wanted you to. It has nothing to do with what you can do in that ring. And I still believe that. I mean, at least WWE.
And in that same interview, he was like, oh, well, I don't like hearing people... half of the crowd booing for Cena and half of the crowd cheering. Who the fuck cares what you think about?
I don't understand why that would even bother you. Like, that's what you're supposed to be doing.
He's like, oh, well, baby faces should be baby faces. So basically, the people should think whatever the fuck you want them to think and damn their own opinion.
And that's why people hate Roman Reigns.
Yeah, he said the same thing, like, he's such a great guy and he should be a baby face. And, like, they don't fucking like him. They're going to boo him. Like, duh.
When you come out, basically, and you express, this is who we want as our champion, you can't do that to the wrestling world. You can't, the wrestling company can't tell you who they want as a champion, unless it's an angle.
Yeah.
But, like, nope, we want to keep making Cena the champion. Well, the people don't want that. There's no point in that other than you just want to piss people off.
And also in the 60s, back when he was wrestling, there were no other fucking choices. Like, you couldn't watch the NWA and shit. I mean, you could learn about it from the magazines, but you couldn't fucking watch it. Yeah. If you were in the Northeast, all you got was the WWF.
Exactly.
So you had no choice whatsoever to be for the baby faces and, you know, hate the heels. Yep. You know? Yep.
No, it's true.
Stuff like that. I mean, a lot of the old timers get it, but some of them just are so stuck in their ways, and I don't understand how you can.
I don't either, because like I feel like if Cornette would get his head out of his ass, he would be like a tremendous asset to WWE right now. Like I feel like he could help turn this shit right around. That is
and a lot of it is he knows when he says these things, it gets him attention. Oh yeah. I don't think he believes a lot of the shit he's saying, but he knows people click on his website, they buy his merchandise, he gets tweets.
He's just being a radical, essentially. Yeah. Like, oh, I'll say this, and people will tune in because, why? He used to work for WWE. He's going to say this.
I mean, some of it is entertaining, but he does it just to be contrarian.
Yeah, he does. He gets kind of annoying. Yeah, I'm talking to you, James E. Cornette.
So, since you have so many notes on, like, pay-per-views and shit, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, what would you say is the best pay-per-view they did during the Attitude Era? Top to bottom, best pay-per-view they did.
The best pay-per-view they ever did. WrestleMania 18.
Alright. I could see that being...
I don't know. I mean, that's so hard to say because there's so many matches, there's so many pay-per-views, and I can only think of a handful of them. I don't know what the best one I think would be. I really don't know.
I would say the 99 Rumble.
Yeah.
Because you had the I Quit match, you had that huge storyline of McMahon being number 2 in the Rumble, and it just furthered that storyline so well. And I think the match was set up so well with, you know, Austin getting injured and then, you know, them attacking him in the bathroom and all that stuff. Right. And McMahon coming out and still doing commentary, and then Austin comes back in. I think that pay-per-view was so well laid out. I think that would be the best one.
Gosh, I don't know. I'm biased towards like certain pay-per-views that I just really love, and I'm gonna just now just say Royal Rumble 2000.
Yeah, that was
That was I just got that right here. It has to be Kurt Angle.
Right, his debut.
You had the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys.
Yeah, that table match doesn't get talked about enough.
No.
I think that was really good. You know, you had the ladder match a few months before that, and then to not even have Edge and Christian involved in that, to just be the Dudleys and the Hardy Boys, I think was really a cool, you know, dynamic to that.
Yeah. My favorite, actually, I'm reading it now, was with your man Triple H and Cactus Jack with the street fight. Was the best.
That was
the best fight in the card. The build up for the whole thing and the match was great. It told a really great story. It was great. It was a new turn for Cactus Jack.
Right. That's why I wore that.
And then he retired a couple months later, which is, you know, but still, yeah.
What was that, like his 6th retire?
Yeah.
7?
He's going for Terry Funk's record, you know, of retiring too many times. But even the Rumble match, I thought that was a really good match, you know.
Oh yeah, it had a cool finish. I mean, I don't like The Rock, and we just shit on the Big Show. It had a good finish though, because it was like his feet definitely touched.
Yeah.
But they said they didn't, and you know, Big Show was all.
And you had the Too Cool Rikishi thing where they danced and then he eliminated both of them and stuff like that. Yeah.
It was good.
And we had our interaction with X-Pac where he didn't fucking remember that he was number 30.
That's funny.
And yeah. I thought that was great.
He's so disturbed now. He's like he just wakes up from like a cold sweat in the middle of the night. He's like, I was number 30.
I was number 30 and they didn't do
anything with me.
China. Oh shit.
There's a team we don't talk about very much. The
Mark Henry. Oh, I thought you were gonna say Mark Henry.
I thought the Hollies were a really great team. I think Crash was such an underrated character.
Oh yeah.
His solo hardcore run, the Houdini of hardcore there.
But even when he was with Hardcore Holly, and Hardcore Holly would slap him because he was his younger cousin and shit. But they still made Crash out to be like a badass. I thought that was a really cool dynamic. And that one that didn't get enough play. I thought that was a tag team that they really could have run with the championship for a while.
Yep.
The door for the APA.
The best gimmick ever. Like,
they get so pissed when somebody walked around the door.
Yep.
It's great.
Because Crash used to do it all the time, and then they would like cuff him in the back of the head for not going through the door.
This is where she wins all their money.
I can't believe they went with Mae Young for so many things, and it was so
In the
entertaining
Attitude
every
Era,
time.
for my, like, you know, being somebody that started watching wrestling in the Attitude Era, to be introduced to a woman like Mae Young, who you don't have any clue of, right? Like, I didn't know who she was.
I didn't know who she was, and I watched wrestling for years.
Right, and there you go. So it's like, who the hell is this old biddy getting bombed and banging this black guy and smoking cigars and kissing these older men and shit? And then come to find out who she was prior to this. It's like, holy shit. Like, how is that one of your first choices? You know who we need? You know, it'd be great to team up with Mark Henry and then to get powerbombed by the Dudleys and to get the shit kicked out of her every now and then. Where's that Mae Young? Like, how does that just come up? How do you just... Where's the fabulous Moolah Mae Young? We need some old women to beat the shit out of.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like they were backstage one day, and they're just like, well, fuck yeah.
come here, you hag. What?
And she was so nice when I met her at the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. She was,
I know.
She was so cool.
She's still one of the ones I have hanging up for the pictures I met her of her.
And just the fact that the APA got paid to sit and drink beer and play cards. You know?
It's an easy job. I could show up to the office for that.
Yep.
What else you got? What else you got you want to talk about? We could do this. We've been doing it for about an hour.
The Hell in a Cell with Mick Foley and The Undertaker.
Mick Foley
One of the most
broken in
iconic
half
matches of the Attitude Era.
twice.
The fact that he continued the match.
Fucking tooth up the nose.
Yeah, it just... That would you could never do that now.
I would have
With
tapped
Hell
out.
in a Cell, I mean, with a concussion protocol and shit.
Wow.
You would have realized that he was totally had a concussion at that point, and he shouldn't have finished that match.
Oh, yeah.
The willpower that he had to do that. Undertaker had a broken ankle too, and he was climbing up the cage, and he jumped down. You could visibly see he hurt himself.
Yeah.
You know, jumping down.
Taker? Yeah. Yeah.
Because he was
wobbled
hurt really
to the-
bad. And I wouldn't have done it on a fractured ankle. I'm sorry. You know, as much pride as I had, I don't think I could have done
Jesus
it on
Christ.
a fucking fractured ankle.
His pride is killed him, Undertaker.
Oh, yeah.
At this point.
Yep. He's
One of them
he's a
guys-
character of himself now. You know,
Yeah. I
hate to
just
say
watched
that.
a segment where he showed up on Raw and chokeslammed Sami Zayn.
Yeah, Sami Zayn interrupted him.
That's what it
Sami
was.
Zayn would never fucking interrupt the Undertaker. But yeah,
It's just stupid shit.
he's just doing whatever the fuck they ask him to do at this point.
Was that
You know?
Taker?
Yeah. Yep. And it's sad, but I think that match, it will forever be. Jim Ross will forever be taught. He says every
My
time
God,
somebody
he's
comes up to him,
dead.
you know, they want him to say a line from that match. You know.
Yep.
And it still holds up. You go back and watch that, and it still has the impact. I think, at least to me, it does that it did back then. Every time I watch it, it's still.
See, well, that's one of those things. Like being a huge wrestling fan, they show so many of the same highlights all the time, and that's one of them. Like that is one I'm over. Rock, Austin, their fucking 3 WrestleMania matches. I'm over highlights of those. Like I've just seen so much of that on so many DVDs or so many promos that they just show so much. It's like, Jesus Christ, this again? Because, like I said, there's so much shit that they don't
I
show
think
you.
if they would have let guys pick their own matches for a lot of these DVDs, it would have been better.
Yeah, no, that would have
They
been
could have
cool.
been like, well, yeah, this isn't a really well-known match, but it's a match I really enjoy being
And
in, you know what I
it
mean? And
meant something to my
Yeah,
career. Yeah, I think
yeah.
that would have been cool.
I
That's
don't
why I
think
like
they
the
do
Edge
enough of
DVD, because
Yeah.
Edge did pick most of that right out.
And the Bret
I thought that
Hart,
was cool.
when in like 05, when they did the Bret Hart DVD, he picked most of the matches for that. So I think that was really,
Oh, yeah, no,
really good
no,
one.
I remember that one. That was like his first one they did in a while.
yeah, right before he went into the Hall of Fame and shit. Yeah, but the Hell in a Cell one always stands out to me, and I think that I like that pay-per-view as a whole too, because you had like Too Cool against Al Snow in the handicap match with Jared the King Lawler as the referee,
Okay.
and it wasn't a handicap, they called it a tag match with Head as Al Snow's partner.
Right.
And he tagged Head in, and then they brought out a bottle of Head and Shoulders and put it on Head.
Ah,
and Brian Christopher
That's
pinned him.
funny. That's funny.
You know, I thought that was clever as fuck.
That
I thought,
is
you know,
funny. And that's the silly shit that gets over.
yeah.
Like, calling a big black guy just, a gimmick, sexual chocolate, and using the Hershey bar logo, it's like, that shouldn't have worked, but it did.
Yeah.
It should not have worked, but it did. I mean,
And you had so many women around that you could play that off of him being, the chick magnet and shit, sexual chocolate.
Yep.
The stuff with him in PMS with Jacqueline and Terry Runnels, I thought was really good, and then it morphed into Chyna and Sammy, and I thought the whole storyline with him and Chyna was good because it gave Chyna a personality.
Yeah.
Where she was, spurning his advances, and then she started talking more.
Yeah, it started getting her out of her
shell, yeah.
It was.
And then she became more of a major player, and she started doing matches and stuff like that. I think that was really cool. It didn't really do much for Mark Henry because they kind of buried him after that, but
they buried him up and down his whole career. Like the only time he really, he's probably one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, just because he's just entertaining, and I love his intensity and shit. But he's kind of got like the Big Show career, where it was like, yeah, you got a couple highlights, but you.
I think he had more highlights than Big Show.
Right, no, he definitely did. He definitely did, because I can think of a ton of things for Mark Henry.
Because I think even his ECW run was a highlight.
Oh, yeah,
you know
exactly.
Yeah.
But, like, Mark Henry just is one of those guys, though, where it's like, looking at him, I feel like he should have way more accolades.
Right.
Like, he should have been a Royal Rumble winner.
And his injuries
ring.
hampered it a lot, too. And plus, they had him doing a lot of the strongman stuff for PR.
Yeah, that's true.
So they didn't have him on TV as
TV
much,
doing it.
So, yeah. But I agree. They could have done so much more with him.
I was so happy, though. My favorite run was when he turned heel.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was literally sitting in my living room watching him do that promo of him retiring and Cena standing behind him. And, like, I'm getting teary-eyed because it was legit emotional. And I'm like, oh, man, Mark Henry's going to retire. I'm like, this guy's still got probably, like, another half a decade on his career. Like, no way is he going to retire now. And then when he basically said, I'm just fucking with you, and he slammed Cena, and I was like, yes! Like, this is the Mark Henry I've been longing for. But
Even when he was heel, when he was World Heavyweight Champion, and he was just rolling through guys, that was really cool, too. The feud with Orton, as much as I don't give a shit about Orton, but...
He doesn't do anything for me at all. But what do you got? You got some highlighted stuff.
How about Rock Bottom in Your House, 1998? Undertaker and Stone Cold in a Buried Alive match.
Yeah, that was a good pay-per-view too, and it was Rock and Mankind too, right? And
yes. It was Rock and Mankind in a championship match. Mankind didn't get the title, but he was.
Oh, that's right. They like knocked each other out, and
it was a double KO.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah. I don't remember a lot of matches from that one. But
Triple H beat Draws. That's cool because Draws wasn't in there very much, but it's sort of cool, I guess, to be in there with Triple H. I mean,
to have it named after The Rock too was actually pretty cool too. I mean, the only other one they did was DX, so.
It's The Rock. We don't like him.
we had Steve Blackman and Owen Hart there too.
Yeah. Steve Blackman is one that I really liked.
I know he was enjoyable for sure to watch.
Even like Dan Severn, who was sort of like a Steve Blackman type. They didn't talk very much. They really didn't have any mics. They didn't say a lot, but
their actions and shit. Yeah.
It makes me think of something that Conrad Thompson said once. Well, he said it a few times. WWF had the stronger undercard and the worse main events. The lower main events, and WCW had the stronger main events and the lower undercard.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, that's a good way of saying it. It's true. I mean, their main events in WWF were good, but everything up to that was like, oh my god, I can't wait for the next thing. I can't wait for this. I can't wait for that. I mean, in WCW, watching old pay-per-views and shit, I hated. Like, I just didn't enjoy. Like the established guys that were from WCW, I liked. But, like, watching the generic WCW guys, like Van Hammer and shit,
yeah,
it's like, how the fuck did you go 83 weeks straight beating us? I don't get it. And you got Glacier.
Yep. And if you go back and watch, to me, the stuff that WWF was doing when they were losing the ratings was far better than WCW.
Yeah.
There was no comparison, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Are you saying you think they were buying the ratings? And WCW was buying the ratings?
I mean, he spent money on everything else. You might as well buy the fucking ratings.
They couldn't afford color for their fucking videos, so,
I don't know what else. I kind of want to talk about the Brood. I think that was something.
Throw it out there.
That storyline to bring in Gangrel as a vampire, it was something that was so out of the box, but it fucking worked.
Yep.
And because Edge wasn't really doing anything, and to bring Christian in as his brother, and to say that they had a backstory with Gangrel, and to capitalize on the vampire thing, but not really calling him a vampire.
Right, gothic.
Yeah, the music, that music
coming
is
up
one
out
of
of the floor.
The flames.
Other than the Ultimate Warrior, I don't think the music has meant anything to anybody as much as that meant to the Brood. I think that music, I don't think you could have done any other music and it would have worked for the Brood.
Oh, well, no, I'm not. I wouldn't say it like that. I was just taking it as how you were saying. Like, I guess how I interpreted it is there's no other. I don't know how I really interpreted it, I guess. Like, saying it like there's no other music that's synonymous with somebody else. Like, when you think of Warrior, you think of his music. When you think of the Brood, you think of their music. I'm trying to think of somebody else that had music that was just as.
I mean, the NWO maybe, but. Well, New Age Outlaws, I guess,
Well, I mean, everybody, if you're a wrestling fan, everybody has, like, iconic music, but that, like, Gold Dust. To me, that's one music that is just, if it didn't work for that one character, that's throwaway music. You'd never be able to use that for anyone else.
And that's one of the things, also, saying the music. The Attitude Era, I liked it because a lot of it didn't have lyrics. There weren't very many,
They felt like hard rock songs without lyrics, a lot of them did. Like, even Kurt Angle's, like, felt like... I mean, they eventually did turn it into kind of like a heavy metal version, but it was like, this just fucking has some, like, kick to it.
And I liked the albums they did, like the Aggression one, where they made them into rap songs and stuff.
Right.
And Austin even had his own albums, like he did Stone Cold Country and Stone Cold Metal.
I saw those at yard sales and I passed on them once. I was like, I don't need those.
But, like, I was always anticipating the albums coming out just to get the entrance music, because you had to wait so long to get them and stuff. They were so behind on that.
Volume 4 was my first one.
I thought that was a really good one, But a lot of them didn't have lyrics. I mean, DX had lyrics, and like Sexual Chocolate, but
they weren't really like songs. It was just talking during the music.
Right. Like The Rock had not lyrics, but he just talked.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. I think that stuff, and their music really fit their character at that point.
Everybody that was in the Attitude Era would have never existed in any other time in wrestling. Like, if you were in this time period of the Attitude Era, you were there because you had to be there. You were meant to be there during that time. No matter how stupid your gimmick was, if it was the Blue Meanie, the fucking Rodney Mack to... Right. You were meant to be there in some form or fashion. Like, that's why I love the Attitude Era, because nothing was off limits. Nothing. You had Man Mountain Rock. Like... Yeah, there just was nothing. Like, look at that crazy old man with a fucking chainsaw.
You had Draws, whose whole fucking gimmick was based around him being able to puke on call.
Yep. Mike Tyson in the Attitude Era.
Yep. Like, you brought John Wayne Bobbitt in with the Val Venus choppy your pee-pee thing. The most obscure shit that you can bring out there.
And you did it.
You did it. Yeah. Just to get any attention that you could.
Exactly, and whether, like I said earlier, like whether it worked in the moment or not, we're talking about it now.
Yep.
And it sticks now.
And then I remember going into stores and seeing so much fucking WWF merchandise. They put that logo on every fucking piece of merchandise they could.
Well, that's how I knew of ECW. I mean, I knew of ECW and WCW people because of magazines and toys, but down this way on Main Street, there used to be an old hobby shop, and one entire wall was just filled with every wrestling figure that was out in the 90s. And I remember going in there specifically getting WWF figures, but I remember seeing the ECW ones. I remember seeing the WCW ones, and I mean, not looking at them being like, oh, I want these, but just looking at them, like, scoffing at them, like, these fucking stupid things. Like, look at that Hulk Hogan, fuck him. I didn't even really know who Hulk Hogan was, in this time.
But their shirts were getting sold in major stores at that point and stuff. It was...
I got a yarmulke with the DX logo on it. A fucking yarmulke. I'm not Jewish.
And now, like, one of the high sellers they have now are the retro shirts from the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Some of the best sellers they have now are that.
Yep.
And they keep releasing them constantly.
Yep.
They go back to the Attitude Era for everything. And
because
they know they have to, really.
Exactly. It literally is the greatest period in wrestling history, in my honest opinion, because it brought out the best talent that there was at the time, and it progressed the best forward. And it's kind of fizzled now. It's garbage now, but...
But they still, like, when they do, like, the reunions, they had to fucking have the Godfather out there. You know what I
see
mean?
they brought Austin back again.
Yeah.
For another show.
They're giving him such a big, huge payday just to make appearances. Same with The Undertaker. They have to. They have nothing.
In the wake of AEW.
Yeah. And that bullshit with, oh, well, we're just bringing up NXT because we want to bring it up. Bullshit.
Right, you would have done that years ago.
Yep.
If that's what you wanted to do.
And they say, oh, well, that's not competition. Every fucking thing on television is competition.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is a choice for a viewer. You're competing with everything on TV.
Right.
So stop saying that it's not competition. It's such bullshit.
Right.
And that you're not worried about it. Fuck you, you're worried about it.
Exactly. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't have shunned Jericho from all your fucking, WWE events.
No.
Yeah, and I'm excited for AEW to debut. I think they've got a lot to work on. I've said that before, but I'm excited to see where they go with it. It's not going head-to-head on Mondays with Raw. It's not that kind of competition, but for viewers, it is, and ratings, and,
In my opinion, I don't know if it's going to hurt NXT, but I feel like NXT is going to hurt itself.
Well, the thing is now the way they're doing it, the first hour is on USA, the second hour is on the network.
Oh,
that's going to hurt them even worse.
I know, and that's the way I was thinking about it, because you're going to turn off those people that bought the network just to that were so happy that NXT was that brand.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You could have just started another show, called it something. You could have called it Velocity for all I give a shit. You could have gone back to that and just brought up certain guys and still kept NXT.
Yep.
But because NXT has that name and has that following, you thought you had to bring that up.
You think it would be hype for the ratings and... Because me as somebody that doesn't have the network, say I have TV, I have cable and shit, I'll watch the first hour, but alright, after that, you're going to save the good shit for the network. I'm not just going to go buy the network just to get an hour of NXT every week.
And you're going to front load that hour that's on USA, and then you better do something on NXT on the network, or people just...
they're going to make in my opinion, they're going to make the hour you get on NXT, be like, oh my god, I have to.
And to me, it diminishes the NXT TakeOver pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Because you had the build-up on the network, and then, but with the people that weren't watching it on the network were getting fresh look at it on the pay-per-views, and just as something special. I don't think it's as special anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's good for them to have done that. I said that back when we were first talking about it. I think it's kind of a stupid idea, but...
And if you're going to keep it on the network, it diminishes bringing some of these NXT guys over to the other rosters.
They're not going to want to leave now.
Yeah.
You're on TV.
Yep.
You're on TV fighting for a championship that's in the WWE. What's the point then?
Yep. And Adam Cole has said, I don't want to go up. I'm having fun being in the Undisputed Era with my buddies. I don't want to go up to the main roster where I don't know what they're going to do with me. You know?
And just randomly thinking of AEW, I did not know Jungle Boy was Matthew Perry's son.
Yeah.
I did not know that. This was... Jesus, maybe a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, I was watching videos on my phone on YouTube, and I see Jungle Boy in an interview. I'm like, it's a minute long or something. I was like, I don't know much about the kid. I'll watch the interview, figure out who he is. And then he's talking about his dad being Matthew Perry. I'm like, no fucking way.
But then when you look at him, you can
instantly
tell.
See it,
yeah.
But it's just and you couldn't come up with a better gimmick than Jungle Boy. You couldn't have been the Beverly Hillbilly. Or something, to play off your dad,
I do like the dynamic with him and Luchasaurus, where he's the small.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, you'll see some of it because I gave you some of the stuff, but
I'm not gonna watch it. I hate wrestling. I'm only doing this because I have nothing better to do.
I forgot. Talking about a hometown. I want to talk about a hometown guy. Hacksaw Jim Duggan has been in the hospital lately.
Oh, saw that.
He had 2 surgeries. He had a bad infection, and I guess he's doing better. But they were really worried for a while, and just because he's from not just because he's from around here, but a legend like Hacksaw. To see that a lot of guys are of that era are getting bad health, and it's we're talking about that more and more, and it's it's good to see that he's doing better.
Yeah, it is, because he was the first wrestler I ever met.
Yep.
So he's got definitely a huge soft spot in my heart. So I didn't know about that. So yeah, we wish him a speedy recovery.
I don't know what else. I've pretty much covered everything that I.
Well, we're definitely gonna keep these notes.
Yeah,
because we're definitely
there's a lot of meat on the bone to.
Right, and we're definitely gonna do. Well, since this is like Attitude Era Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the DVDs, we might as well call this our Attitude Era Volume 1, and our next one will be Volume 2.
You know what? Since you don't know a lot about Rock Bottom, maybe doing a watch-along of Rock Bottom would actually be a fun thing. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't want to do that during, like, the open discussion of general stuff.
No, but I mean as a separate episode.
Oh, at some point, yeah.
Maybe even bring Nick and we can just,
I don't know about that. I don't know about that one.
All right.
We'll figure that one out.
All right.
But
I think it would be cool since you don't remember a lot about it. We could.
I'll
be honest, I don't remember a lot of the matches either, so I think it would be cool.
Well, when it comes to just remembering pay-per-views offhand, I could have watched it last night. I'm not gonna remember the fucking thing. I remember matches. I don't remember the full pay-per-view layout.
And I think we could talk about what was going on at that time and stuff too, and where they were going with the storylines. I think that would be actually pretty cool.
Okay.
But I mean, we're at
about an hour and a half.
Yeah, so I could kind of break it up into 2 episodes if you want, and
this?
Yeah.
No. Okay. What I'm saying is, this whole episode is Volume 1 of our Attitude Era, and then we'll do another one.
All right.
With like
this
going on in the background or whatever,
and
do the same thing but Volume 2, and then we could do one. What was it? The Jesus Christ, I can't remember the name of the pay-per-view right now.
Rock Bottom.
Yeah, do one for that.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
All right.
That works for me.
But you got anything else?
I feel like there was something, but I don't remember. Like I feel like there was something. I was like, don't forget to say this, but I'll probably remember it after we're all done here.
Well, I gotta say, it was actually really cool to have you here, Steven.
It was nice to have you, Steven. We do look forward to having you come back if you will come back. It's
always nice to, because it gives us somebody to bounce stuff off of too, and it does add to the discussion other than just me and him interacting, and not that that's not fun, but it adds to it,
Yeah, it was fun.
And this is stuff that too, so you're not just sitting here,
not talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. But actually, this has been a really fun episode. This has been The Wrestling Ring on the Comic Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Deadly Dave.
I'm the American Dream, baby, Dusty Rose. I haven't made an appearance all day.
I love the Dusty Rose.
This is the Comic Wrestling Podcast. We talking about the Attitude Era, baby. Ooh, yeah. We talking about this. We talking about Goldust a little bit. We ain't talking about my other son, Cody, because he's not in the WWF.
He might not even been born at
We
that
got
point.
Stone Cold Steven here with us. He's going to come back and talk about WWF. And we're going to talk about all sorts of crazy, silly things, Daddy. We're going to talk about the Shockmaster. No, we ain't going to talk about Shockmaster. That's WCW. But I'm Ace Williams.
All right. Thanks for joining us on the Comic Wrestling Podcast.
You didn't get to say bye.
Well, you guys said goodbye.
Who are you? And tell them bye.
Stone Cold Steven. Till next time.
There you go. See, now you got it.